Hey, good morning. So today I'm going to show you how to use rubrics to make grading easier and also to fulfill your curriculum requirements, right? So we use rubrics all the time in the curriculum, whether it's scoring things from math, ELA, whatever it might be. Why not have those right in that we can easily use in Schoology to grade? So here I am in my Schoology course. And how do I find my rubrics? Well, rubrics are under grade setup. So if you're using the grade book in Schoology, you click on grade setup, and on the right hand side, when this pops up, you're gonna see all of your scales, and then you'll also see your rubrics. I have a lot of them in here, from practicing and global scholars. We have things for the e-classroom posts and things like that. Over here are my categories for my dummy course here in Schoology. So I want to create a rubric. So how do I do that? So I'm in here, I'm going to click add, and I'm going to click rubric, and I'm going to see this pop up. So right now, the default is to have a rubric that is on a 4-point scale. So this might work nicely for you if you have a simple check-in, check-out, homework, ticket out the door, bell work. You know, I want to do it on a 4-point scale, right? A 4 is excellent, 3 is good, 2 is satisfactory, 1 needs improvement, right? So if that works for you, I can easily just call this bell work. I can type a title in here, bell work, put that in, and then when the kids do their work and submit it electronically, I can attach this rubric to it every time and not have to make a new rubric every time I do it, right? So that's one way to do this. Also, let's say I just wanted to call this writing, and I wanted to have a basic writing assignment rubric. And I have 4 different things I want to talk about every time that the kids do a writing assignment, right? So every time they do a writing assignment, I want to talk about their topic, I want to talk about their organization, I want to talk about their grammar usage and mechanics, and then maybe spelling. Okay, so whatever your things might be, right? So I can add titles to my criteria here. So I could call this one topic, right? So that's going to evaluate how good of a topic the student chose. So maybe they're doing research and I want them to explore their own questions. Did they pick a good topic that is sustainable, right? Do they continue to elaborate on that topic? Maybe I want to add some criteria. So I could click the criteria button down here, and I could call my next one, organization is a big thing, right? Did they do it in the proper format that I wanted them to do it? Now, I'm not a big proponent of, 3-paragraph essays or 5-paragraph essays. I feel like writing should be whatever best suits that writing. We shouldn't limit that, but maybe that's what you want for this assignment. You want to make sure it's organized in 3 paragraphs or 5 paragraphs or whatever. Or any kind of organization. Does it follow a flow? I could put that in. If I want to add one for grammar, usage, and mechanics, I can do that as well. And I could also add one for spelling. I mean, this is basic. I'm not saying this is the best way to do it or not. So I've got those. If I want to add, maybe I want to make each of these categories 5 points so that 5 times 4 is an even 20. I can hover here and I can add one before this or after this. So I'm going to make it 5, so I'm going to put it here. Click here, and I'm going to call this one 5, and I'm going to call this one superior, not just excellent. I'm going to call this one superior. And then I can go in and I can make some 5.1s for each category called superior or whatever you might use. So I'm just going to keep adding and then changing the title. So now I have a 20-point rubric that I can use to grade my papers. Now, maybe I want to be more specific than that. Maybe I have other criteria. I can also go in here and I can replace superior, excellent, good with actual criteria for success, which is the way I would prefer to have it done. But I just want to show you the basics of this. So we can add to those. We can also subtract. So let's say I think 20 points is too much. I could go in, and if I hover over this, you'll see a little X show up. It's very faint. But if I click on this, I can get rid of those points as well. So now I've just gotten rid of it, and you can see that my total points down here, it changed back to 16. So now, when I do this and hit create, this is going to be available, this writing rubric is going to be available for me to score with. Okay? So I'm going to just cancel this, but let me show you another thing you might want to do. The other thing I can do is, let me show you, this is the 2-point response in Engage New York for short responses. It's 2 points. And it's very specific. For inferences, a 2-point response, the inference or claim would include a valid inference or claim from the text. It would fully and directly respond to the prompt. So it's got very clear criteria for success. So if I wanted to do this, I could also just replicate that in Schoology as well. So I've created one that looks like this here called Short Response Rubric. So if I click on that to show you, you'll see I've copied all of the criteria here, and then I copied these in here. So I'm going to save this. Now if I go and make an assignment, so let me go into Materials, and I'm going to make an assignment, and let me show you the beauty of this. So I'm going to add an assignment, and I'm going to call, this might be something we use in ELA for a ticket out the door. So I'm going to call this one March 26, so we'll have this one for tomorrow. I'm going to call this one March 26, ticket out the door. Right? March 26, ticket out the door. I'll have already given, so I'm going to put my directions in here, right? So this is not going to be a OneDrive assignment, but I'm going to click the due date. So this is for tomorrow, right? Now it's set in there for tomorrow, turned in by midnight. So let's say this is asynchronous. See that it has the default is 100 points. My category, this is going to be classwork. The kids are working on this in asynchronous. This is their ticket out the door, right? Now what I'm going to do is down here where it says grading scale or rubric, I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to go down to short response rubric. Now you'll notice that 4 criteria times 4 category response, my 2-point rubric, is now 8 points, because that is what this would have worked out to. 2, 2, 2, 2 is 8, right? So now I've got this in here, and you can see down here my 4 learning objectives are inferences and claims, analysis, evidence, and conventions, just like that rubric. And then I hit create, and now when the kids go in and they're ready to submit this assignment, or they're working on it, so here it is here, March 26, ticket out the door. I'm going to click on that. Now they can see the rubric that I have recreated from this document. They see the exact same thing here. When I go to correct their assignments, all I do is read their paper. This will be on the right hand side, and I can just click in the boxes, and it will select and total up their scores. All right, and then here's an example of what that looks like when you're grading it. So this is a OneDrive assignment app. This is a different one, but same rubric. So I've got my writing here, and on the right hand side, so first one, inferences and claims. Did this person, and I just go in and I can say, okay, yeah, they really didn't address the topic because I asked them to do something and they just said thanks for your help. So I can hit 0, move down to the next one for analysis, and I'm just going to hit some random things. But you can see as I go in, I can click and I can give them a rating based on these things. Did they use complete sentences? They did. So I can hit that, and then it generates a grade of 5. Really easy, really nice to do, and if you're using the same rubrics over and over again, you can attach these to any assignment. You can copy them across courses, so you can use them with all of your courses. You can save them in your resources to have them for next year as well. So it's a great way to do that. You can have them for as many criteria and as many grading scale points as you want. It's a great way to do it, and it makes grading a lot easier, and it gives you better feedback because you're basing it on criteria for success. So I hope that helps. Have a great day, and if you have any questions, just reach out. Have a good one.